and my stream has been really pretty good lately. If I have any drop frames, it usually clears right up. Unfortunately, the scientific reasons behind the drop frames I'm not real good with. So, it looks good. I think we're going to be good to go now. Alright, 25 players. We're going to get started here while the starting is good. You guys just refresh. You're on what? You're on Fedora right now, and I have some problems with Twitch. I was getting a lot of drop frames. Alright, it looks better now. I actually lowered the FPS on my camera, but it's alright. So let's get started. I have to refresh my own Twitch stream. Yeah, it looks good. Alright, let's go. Welcome everybody, we're going to get started. So, 25 players. Try not to fall behind on time me. I was thinking today I'm going to kind of stick to tournament repertoire to make life a little easier for myself. Just going to go with Sicilian every single game. And with white, I'm going to play a mix of stuff. I'm often kind of messing around with different openings. I've got e4 every game. How is that even possible? Do you know, guys, how often I've faced e4 in my tournament games in like the last year? Like nobody plays e4 against me. They only play d4. There it is. I had like 10 e4s in a row. I'm not as susceptible as to losing on time, world loser, in this wonderful standard chess. But I'm trying not to get flagged and play my tournament repertoire. I usually mess around a little bit more during the simuls, playing openings that aren't my main stuff. But in light of the fact that I'm playing in a tournament next week, and my last tournament was something of a disappointment, I really thought we'd go with our main guns. It doesn't mean I'm not going to play e4. Our moderator here, Blue Crow, thanks for joining us, man. I mean, he's not playing today. He said he's not playing well. I play a lot of different stuff, but lately I've been focusing on playing in the Sicilian defense black in with c5 and d6 classical variation. I've got like 5 of them out here. Move 11 played the Mora, which is always something I enjoy, and Snowball. I have a little asthmatic cough going on, guys, so try not to break your eardrums coughing, but I will hear you. That's radio. You guys might hear my fan, by the way. It's extremely hot here. The stream looks good since I lowered the FPS. Normally that doesn't matter that much, but I was desperate. Bishop b5 check is so gross. You know, all the top players try to play knight d7, but I recently saw a brutal game at the European Championship. Master Vasilis, one of these guys from Greece, crushed Andrei Volokitin with just pure preparation. Not that easy to deal with. Against Dolge, I wasn't paying attention to his move order, and I got pierced. That's alright, because sometimes I play the pierced anyway. We'll just go with the flow. Sometimes we don't pay attention for a second, and we get move ordered. It's alright though. I know how to play the pierced. I've been playing it since I was a beginner, off and on. You try to fix this after the game. Alright. So I'm not messing around with my openings as much as I usually do. Four knights English. A lot of Englishes. I'm trying not to play f3 constantly. And now move 11. I don't really know what the significance of this move is. Nothing special, I guess. Against Sergey, I'm playing the white side of the Sicilian. Soltigo. Got a couple Kings Indians. I should have played the what? I see this a lot. Knight f3 and then transposing to the Chigorin. Snowball is a... oh god. The checkover variation. I just hate this stuff. Alright. World Loser. Yes, I played d4 against World Loser. What are we going to do? On Friday, I added a video to my YouTube channel, analysis of a game from the European Championship, but I can't... Actually, why don't I just play like g3 here? I don't know that variation well enough, probably. But we could, though. Play like g3, d5, b3 with a double fianchetto. Black, Alright, let's try something different. To take World Loser out of his book. We've played a lot of games against him. So he knows us very well. So anyway, I was talking about my YouTube channel. I uploaded a video Friday, which was an Exchange Slav, a game from the European Individual Championship. And I don't play the Exchange Slav, but it was such an interesting game that I just couldn't resist including it. But it's too late to do that against... oh, my camera's messed up. Sorry, guys. Why didn't somebody tell me? My board's too big. Here. Is my board is too big? Well, it's kind of a combination of two factors. I'll fix it. Okay. Make the board a little bit smaller. And make my camera a little bit smaller. That looks good. That's good enough. I kind of like the big board. I'm seeing it better. You know? Pierce. You don't like playing either side of the King's Indian defense. I don't recommend playing d4. Oh no. I'm gonna ask... can I do it? Can I get a take back in the simul? I just mouse slipped King f1. I can't remember the last time that happened, actually. Against move 11, I'm going to play this move, Queen b6. I don't know if I've ever tried that against him. Just try to mix it up. So against somebody I play King f1, I can't get a take back, right? Sorry for whoever is the recipient of King f1. The board was like... started to change mid-board while I was mid-move? Or was it just my imagination that started to happen? I played d3. Yeah, now b3. Let's see who we got. Who's the lucky winner of King f1? Aditha with an interesting move order there. A weird King's Indian. Now here's a move that I kind of helped to invent. Bishop f5. Probably a risky guy to play it against with Snowball. I think I just heard thunder in the distance, which is definitely a possibility here. It looked like it's going to storm. It's been extremely hot and we've got no rain. Had no rain, to be grammatically correct. So Soltigo. Don't play bishop g4 here, guys, and get bishop takes f7. I'm just going to play knight f6 and transpose to a position I know. Bishop b5 and knight c3 in the Sicilian. Not sure this combination is that effective in the Sicilian. Knight b5 now, move 11. It's a rare move. I think I might have faced it once against a low-rated, well, like a 2100 player or something. I can't recall. I mean, you're supposed to play, I guess you're supposed to play a6. I don't know. Arsenal fan Richie. Clash Kid always tactical playing the Smith Mora, but wait a second, it's not Clash Kid playing the Smith Mora. It's someone else, I thought. Lee Max is playing the Queen's Gambit with e6 and bishop e7 and c6, which is technically not correct. Alright, what are we doing here? G3? I still don't see my king f1 game. Queen takes d4, knight f6, bg5, bishop g7, knight d5. Oh, wait a minute here. That almost works for me. I mean, that actually looks kind of good. a4 from Dolge, which I thought was supposed to be actually, I lost to Sebe Attila once with white in this. Aldi still played nice. The Albin counter gambit. Ape and Super Shape. You're too late. Actually, we didn't have a scramble today. There's no excuse. We didn't have enough players right away. We had to wait a couple minutes. Now, Arturas played b6, which is really odd because it's a strange move that I faced recently in another game. Usually strange to put the knight on c6 and play b6 afterwards. No snake Benoni. Okay, Sergey just traded knights on d4. That's very unusual. Against SXPG we have a typical variation. It's not really very theoretical, but very common. Clash Kid did play the Mora. Okay, why am I confused? We have two Moras? Oh, okay, so I'm confused because we had two Moras that were actually two move orders from the Mora, but one didn't actually go into the Mora. Move 11 transposed back to the checkover variation. So here, because Black's played c6, we don't need to play a waiting game with the tempo here. Yeah, so this is interesting. I mean, my plan is to try to punish this right away. And I'm not sure if it's good or not. We shall try. It looks like I'm playing the white side of the Fianchetto King's Indian here, which isn't generally one of my favorite lines, though I have played it. Dragon Flare transposing to the Bela Lengel special. Bela Lengel. We lost. He was my neighbor, actually. He lived like 2 streets away here in Budapest. International master who is the only really master level player who I knew played this this variation. We never actually played this line. I always how did I get him to somehow? I got him to play the white side of the classical dragon. Now bishop b7, c4. What else? There's a couple moves here. The first game I ever won against the master ever was with black in this position after queen b3. But queen b3, c6, bishop d2, e6 is a famous like Alekhine plan that kind of takes the steam out of that variation. Bishop d3, trendy line. It has been for like 15 years, 20 years against the Benoni. Okay, excuse me. So Aldisto, once I played a3, a move recommended by Sharashevsky, and couldn't beat like a really low-rated player. It is a thunderstorm here. So we got king f1. I can't do a take back. It sucks. Well, it's good it's not like a very open position, I suppose. I was thinking knight d5, knight d7, queen e3 check, king f8, and we'll just play chess. Now it looks like World Loser's putting his queen on c7 rather early. Like he's trying to force e5. Well, first of all, I can stop it physically by playing d4. It seems okay. d4, knight e4. What's he gonna do? Knight bd2. I'm gonna play d4. I don't want to let him play it. Vizvizdom. Maybe it's Hungarian. Played bishop f5, which I've never actually seen played before. I'm not sure. I've got the window open and there's like a thunderstorm right above my head, so I'm waiting for it to start pouring any moment. Anyway, guys, welcome to my stream. Queen b3. At some point, the weakness of b7 should be fantosh. Important, in other words. So knight a3. You know, I mean, the thing about bishop f5, there are a lot of different lines white can play, and I was the first player, like, in the last, I don't know, 12 years to start playing this. There was a Damaso game, or no, another Portuguese player, maybe Damaso, who played it first back in like 1990 or something. But bishop f5, I played it 2 or 3 times, and then I stopped playing chess for like 6 years, and I came back and like all these 2600s were playing bishop f5. But I played it first. You heard it first here. The theory, unfortunately, isn't really that well known to me. I think I'm supposed to play knight c6 here. Feel free to contribute to the chat, guys. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't really pay close attention like I would in a Blitz classical stream when I'm playing a lot of games and sort of taking breaks in between games and stuff. Okay, this is, what is this? Play d5. Not really a trendy line, but actually I was thinking recently it's probably best to like wait a move or two for that. But actually it might not be a serious matter. I was thinking that d5 and the Queen's Indian should be played more often, actually. Wonder if there's a small chance it won't pour rain into my abode. This weird neo-Catalan, like Dragon Flare, 1967. Okay, I think it's raining now. Alright, it's time. It's time to react. That's it. You may hear some white noise in addition to the fan. Critico 82. Yeah, this is standard. Bishop d3, Soltigo. We had another miniature in that. Not a really good variation for white. Better to play bishop d3 first, and be able to play knight e2 like Saruwan. Bishop d3 after knight f3, not so good when you haven't played h3 yet. And Clash Kid played this weird bishop b5, which is like some kind of very rare sideline. Basically, there's like a flash flood outside. Oh, Luciano the best. We're going to play our Chernyshov variation. Now, I don't recall these like 2 or 3 games I played very well. I don't know that I faced knight a3 in those. I do know that if white tries to go like knight b5, black has castles queenside. There's also the need for me to develop my pieces in this position, obviously. But I probably should have saved this for a weaker opponent. Snowball is very dangerous tactically. But anyway. Maybe I should just develop my pieces. Yeah, so here I figure queen e3 check, and then we force him to make a concession. It's the main line, Queen's Indian with d5. Actually, Spassky and Karpov had some games in that variation. But other than that, it's been not very trendy in the modern chess era. d5 in the Queen's Indian defense. You're gonna let your time run out. Playing as fast as I can without making completely random moves. I have more time than most of my opponents. a5, that seems kind of early. Maybe I should just play knight c3 here. a5 looks really odd. In that particular position, it seems odd to play a5. I was going to play bishop g5, but I'm having a second thought now. It's probably fine, actually. There are other moves we could play. Yes, to play bishop takes f3. Now maybe we should consider taking with the pawn. We have some compensation for our king being on f1. 3 moras. That's a lot. b6 now. Very sensible reaction for black here, I think. Knight bd7 and c6. Kind of a weird, slightly unusual move order for black. Yeah, maybe just something quiet like queen c2. Dolge played e5. And I think I might have misplayed this in another game. But now I can't remember. I'm supposed to take. And I think I did knight d7 in one game. Here we check and force him back. Or do we just go back to d8? If we just go back to d8, he plays knight c3. If we go check, he goes back. The other knight will jump in. Actually, I don't see anything wrong with going back. There's knight a4. There is knight a4. It's going to be kind of weird. Now in this game, my queen is misplaced. So we need to kind of consolidate the position. I was thinking about, I guess, my original plan was to play knight back to c3. This is the game of strange king f8 and king f1 moves. Dragon Flare. So we can just castle here. I mean, pretty much do anything I want. White doesn't really have a threat there. Richie played knight takes c3. He can also play knight to b6 in that line. Dead Bones Unknown. You know, a lot of people do this. It's amazingly popular, but I don't really understand like where they get this move, knight takes c6. I mean, strategically, I think this helps black to bring a pawn toward the center. Bishop e3. Now what should I do? Knight c6, e5. Okay, this is just going to transpose to mainline theory against Damn Scientist. In this game, Sergey played the trade on d4, which is very rare, but maybe not that bad as it looks. Bishop b5 check. Fortunately, I'd like to move my king to g2, but with my bishop like nowhere to go. I could play king g2. But then after knight e5, I have to play e3. Maybe that's the lesser of the evils, I don't know. Alright, so it's going to get real tactical here. In this one, it looks like. Queen e4 check. Followed by some sort of tactics, hopefully. Okay, Wiesby's done, just dropped a piece. Not recommended. We're trying not to lose on time. So far we're holding it together on all boards. Actually here, e3, bishop a6. It's not a problem, is it? It could be, actually. Queen a4, knight a5, b4. That looks pretty nasty, actually. Alright, we could just play e3. Dragon Flare threatening knight b5 now. Arsenal fan Richie, I don't remember you playing the Grunfeld defense. Did you always play the Grunfeld defense? Strange. BG5, Dead Bones. Reminds me of Red Bones. Actually, Rook b8 here is interesting for black too. I'm not so scared of bishop takes f6 there. Now knight c6, bishop f3 is a problem. So I have to play knight bd7, that sort of sucks. I guess it's not the end of the world. This actually looks like a position I've probably played with white. Knight c6, bishop f3. Makes me feel a little uncomfortable. How about knight fd7? Still gonna have the same issues. I'm spending way too much time on this move, but it's an important position. If you guys want to contact me during the simul, don't send messages like this. I just can't open these messages while I'm playing. So if you want to contact me on the Twitch stream. Alright, I'm gonna try something creative here. That's usually a bad sign, but creative is sometimes another word for bad. He's starting to trap piece. World loser. I'm out of there. Almost played King F1 again. And against move 11, he played Bishop E3. So we just got a sort of weird problem with a weakness on B6 in some positions. But then again, it just feels like a kind of normal Khan Sicilian or Paulson. Is there anything special he can do? Snowball played Queen E2. I have to say I'm kind of relieved to see that. There is a nasty tactic here of Bishop takes F7 check, followed by Knight G5. So I think we need to address that first and foremost. Clash Kid, was it you? Somebody else not that long ago played similar line against me. Sugo Haseo. So against this A6 we have two options. We can prevent B5 or allow it, you know, and just play after that. I've played both ways actually. Let's try to pick up the pace a little bit here. I don't know. I could sack a pawn, but I don't really think it's necessary. And very interesting move from Ditho, who chose to play Knight B6. Misplacing his own knight to generate some counterplay. I don't really see myself having that many options here. I mean, he's pinned too. This has got to be like a book position against Damn Scientist. And against World Loser. White just looks slightly better to me. Alright, the knight retreats, hitting his bishop. We're up a piece there, so all's good. And this is now a normal normal position. I need to play A6. Now once again, I might just allow A5, B5. I'm going to let him do it. This was the King F1 game, so it could get a little bit weird. Thunder. Luciano offered me a draw. I mean, maybe he has to go or something. But I don't really want to take a draw there. In the C3 Sicilian, I like my position. Visvisdom should not let me take his bishop for a knight down a piece. Visvisdom. Very likely a Magyar. And Soltigo, bishop E2 now. His position is okay, but he's lost a little bit of time. Maybe that's not a major issue. Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop H5, perhaps. Interesting. Or bishop takes. Maybe we'll just trade pieces. It's hard for white to generate pressure on my king because it's hiding on the dark squares. So this position has been played by me before. And now D4 is going to be... I guess he's going to defend that indirectly. So it might be best for me not to even take. Not to even take on D4. Fisher said, yeah, I mean, it was a great idea. The Kasparov started playing Scotch. That was historic moment. And historic moment. Maybe A6 here. Just keeping him off of B5 would be an interesting idea. Otherwise, I could just play something like Rook C8. It's not really the ideal square. Alright. Bishop E6 from Critico. It's like some sort of hyper-aggressive setup for black, but he's allowing me to play D4, potentially. Alright, black is just down a piece in this game, which should lead to trouble. And this way I'm playing bishop H5, kind of like a Smyslav Grunfeld. Maybe I should play G6 in this one. And against move 11, it feels like we're transposing to some kind of normal Paulson. Okay, so now bishop A6. I don't know if Artur was listening, but I mean, this looks good for white. Queen A4. I had a very similar game in a Blitz tournament to this recently. Castles bishop H6. Maybe Queen A5. We could play H6. Then it's going to be hard for me to castle. Maybe I shouldn't castle into his attack. I think I'm supposed to play 95 around here. Wait, this is a strange position. Product of a mouse slip. And then for this one, I don't know, G6 or should I play a G6 or E6? G6, bishop G5, bishop G7. Or maybe E6 is okay. Bishop, that's a queen, sorry. Your other bishop, Queen E3. A lot of queen moves. Maybe I should play B5, Rook B8, Queen B6. Rook G8 is also a useful move to have. And then Sergei played G6. That doesn't look good. It doesn't lose by force, but it's probably bad for black. Not really sure what's up with this position. Looks good for white. Now Soltigo, Queen D2. I don't know, you're gonna play bishop H6, is that the idea? Might want to play E6 myself. This is book. Took us forever to get to that book position. Now Artur retreated, which is a wise decision. Sorry guys, I'm suffering with some sort of asthmatic condition. There's a lot of allergens in the air here near the city park. Oh man, I had a similar game. So it's like bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, c takes d, e takes d, knight takes d5, queen takes d5, knight e5. Knight takes d4. Bishop takes d5, knight e2 check. King h1. Bishop takes d5 check. He like sacks a queen. You only live once. I mean, this could be fun. I don't have to play queen takes d5 though. Oh, Ditho is provisional guy. 1500 in bullet. He's not provisional. No, I take it back. He's just provisional in classical. All right. I'm starting to kind of worry about this now. He induced me to play, and now he's playing like wand possessed. I suddenly don't like my position at all anymore. I think black's just better. Wow, I didn't really see the potential here for danger. Alright, whatever. Bishop g4. Arsenal fan knowing the Grunfeld. Pretty rare variation. Maybe I should just play something like bishop to b2. I hate wasting time with my bishop again. I didn't even know he knew the Grunfeld defense. Oh, that's weird. I don't want to weaken my kingside with h3 if I'm going to have to take with the g-pawn here. I think I'm supposed to just play something like bishop b2. I could also play bishop a3. Shit, maybe against him I'm supposed to play bishop a3. Can't remember now. Queen b3, sort of double-edged. Almost looks like it's asking for trouble. Bishop e4 and d5 looks obvious to me. And now the classic Alekhine. Don't trade pieces when you have a space advantage in the white side of the queen's gambit type of thing. Okay, I'm not sure white's really threatening anything. Is he going to trap my queen? I mean, he's got b4. There's nothing I can really do about that. b4 if you want to play b4. If he wants to play b4, I guess I'll just have to retreat. You're gonna go, because I don't want to hear his comments on my position. What's that? I don't understand, Arsenal fan Richie, what you're talking about. Should I not comment on the position? Alright. He doesn't want to hear my comments. I would assume you'd be tuned in because you do want to hear my comments. But I could be wrong. Alright. This is a very unusual move. Knight b6. Never seen that done before in this kind of position. Because usually the knight heads for like e5 or c5 in some instances. That actually takes away my normal plan of queen d2, or actually, it doesn't take it away. Maybe we'll just allow it, not worry about that. b4, c4, b4. Alright, we'll just do it anyway. And Soltigo castled queenside. Alright, I gotta get counterplay here. I better play c6. Yeah, you don't want to hear me comment when you play. I understand. So you're gonna turn off the stream. I thought you meant you were gonna leave. You know, that's why I was concerned. But I think your attitude is strangely negative, Richie. You need to be believing in yourself. Take it from someone who has confidence issues. So knight takes d5, queen takes d5, knight e5. Knight takes d4. That doesn't work, does it? Yeah, it does. Knight takes d4, bishop takes d5, knight e2 check, king h1, bishop takes check, f3. That could be fun, but given the time situation... Alright, let's try it. We only live once. Just for fun, just for you guys. Yeah, I can understand how listening to the stream can disrupt your thought process. I just didn't understand. Move 11 just made a very strange mistake. Retreating his knight from d4? What is that about? Why would you do that? I mean, I don't mean to be callous, but... Bishop f5 now. I'm getting a little scared here, honestly. Against Critico a2, we've transposed into what's like a really normal position, strangely enough. I play this position with colors reversed, with it like a tempo less. Against Luciano, we have a big choice between going to c4 or going to c6. I mean, c4 seems a lot more ambitious, doesn't it? So here white just has a dominating position. Dominating. I don't want him to free his position, free himself, so I play bishop f4. Time is ticking, and I want to move things along here, but carefully. Dead bones unknown. Should be a beatable opponent for his rating. He's threatening knight to d5. Defending my e7 pawn there. Okay, now after a lot of thought, Esquidor played this strange move e5. Well, it's actually not strange. I mean, it's like known. Not supposed to be a problem here. We've got more gambits everywhere you look. Now, Snowball. We managed to get out of the opening, it looks like, with a reasonable game. After playing this super unusual variation. Am I gonna get myself in trouble here if I just make a natural move? Damn scientist. What? Oh, you did? Yeah, Richie, like, self-fulfilling prophecy. Don't feel bad because Danish Boros, I did the same sacrifice against him. This is not a sacrifice, but it's forced. Danish Boros lost also by playing rook f somewhere in that structure against me. You got to be very careful when you play the Grunfeld not to weaken the f7 square in that sort of structure. SXPG. What's this? Transposition? Knight back to d4 now. So I managed to keep the position closed in this one. And we're going to try to get rid of our bad bishop, I guess. Never get up and walk around the table to look at the board from the opposite side. This is actually kind of bad etiquette, I think, in tournament chess. There's no rule against it, but I think that most players find it to be distracting and almost a form of gamesmanship. You should be able to, look at the board from your side of the board. But, I mean, if your opponent's not there, I think it's okay. If you're like standing behind your opponent during a tournament game on a regular basis doing that, it's kind of bad form. Alright. I thought I dropped something. He played bishop g5. Maybe we just continue the theme. Now he's going to develop his pieces, though. No, I don't think I should do that. Maybe just castle. Castle into a pin. Rook e1 from Doge. This is f7 square. Just as Richie was in trouble against me, I have to be a little bit careful here. Also the e-file. Rook e1 is quite a subtle move. I'm a guy who actually plays this with white, so I think he's played this correctly. Maybe knight c6, bishop f3, rook d8. That's dropping a piece. Knight c6, bishop f3, takes, rook d8, and we might be okay. Whew, let's pray. I guess I didn't have to do that. Now, World Loser has like the worst Benoni in the world after d5. Now, that just doesn't look right for black. Bishop e3 castles. I've got to get out of here. And Critico, the artist formerly known as Gary Topalov. I think the d4 is theory, isn't it? It's probably not much for me. Yeah, should I bother playing bishop h8? It's a tough call. It may not be even worth bothering doing it, you know? I've got myself in trouble so many times by playing bishop h8 in this type of position. I mean, it's probably best to not even bother with that. Pretty much do anything. Excuse me for the coughing, guys. Yeah, so he stops bishop a3. I guess we want to play bishop a3 at some point, but we don't have to rush it. Just attack the center here. French type position. Maybe I need to play rook b1. Speaking of just letting me play bishop takes g7, this is similar theme going on here. Did I blunder a pawn or something? Yeah, I think I made a bad move. Knight takes e3, knight takes d8, knight takes d1. Now that should... I guess I can play this? I almost have to. Now a sort of endgame where I can't play rook c8 because of knight b6 all the time. Maybe just knight to d5. He has a number of good moves, you know, in store here. I'm going to put my bishop on d5 maybe. Okay, I think that World Loser is just positionally... He's in a lot of trouble after this. He's got himself into a very strange looking Benoni. This is also a Benoni, but better version for me. Alright, Dragon Flare offered a draw. I think that I'm just better in this kind of position, so draw is not on the table. It's just like clear advantage to black. Bishop pair. Bishop f3 is probably a bad move. I'm having hallucinations now, which is not really a good thing. I think Richie did the right thing. You know, not trading pieces. Definitely smart decision. My bishop can get trapped. He's threatening e6, which might win a piece in some lines. So I have to bring it back. Or maybe h3. h3. If h3, bishop f5, something to that effect, I play e4. Doesn't really have a good square. Takes. h3 takes, rook f8, queen d5 is very awkward for white. But he's kind of limited as to what he can do. Here black's actually freeing himself with c5, it looks like. Bishop e2 attacking my queen. Okay. Looks like a reasonable move. Queen c5 just loses time. How about queen e5? Queen e5 leaves my queen in a very exposed position. I need to just play faster. Yeah, you know, among other things here. So we'll start speeding it up. Did I just drop something? This is Looking really good. So Dragon Flare stopped me from going to c4, but there are other issues as well, like the c-file. My queen doesn't need to be protected necessarily. And now we play bishop takes c6. I guess I don't have a choice. I didn't really plan on this move. I thought that Arthur should sack his queen, though. Once again, I had almost the exact same game very, very recently. This rook is going to get attacked at some point anyway. You guys are playing quite quickly. Yes. Practically forcing this move. I don't know, Aldisto thought for half an hour on book position. It's really odd. Queen d2 from Ditho. I need to get myself developed. I don't know, he could have taken my pawn on a7 here. But it looks dangerous for white. He has a number of pawns he could take. I'm going to hang my queen. Hey, that's a good idea. Wow, this is pretty crazy. I really need a square for my queen. I guess we'll just go back. I mean, it's enough of this. Knight f6. Queen takes b7. Ah, there's like there's e5. But I don't know, man. I mean, this has to favor black. Queen. I'd like to play f5 somehow. I said that black's clearly better, but it's still not that easy for me to make progress here. I have to be pretty careful. He's going to play knight g3 at some point, maybe. Yeah, I don't know about this move. I don't know which side of the board to focus on, the king side or the queen side here. We're going into an ending against Arthur. And now bishop b1 or c2 or f1. It's a tough call. I mean, on f1, my bishop won't be subject to attack by the oncoming onslaught of pawns, but my e4 pawn's not as well protected. Knight d6 check. Oh, it's over. Mate in 2. Queen a5. It's an interesting intermezzo. It weakens my c3 square. Kidding me. I guess I can play bishop c2. I don't know. This is stupid. I don't see, like... I guess we made a big mistake putting the knight on a4. Sorry guys, I can't answer all the questions and comments now since we're playing so many boards. But I don't like the way this went down. Queen a5. Suddenly, like, everything's fine for black. They're playing the opening kind of weirdly. What else can I do? I mean, if whatever I do, he can play like knight b6 for starters. So I probably shouldn't weaken my position. I didn't expect this, but it's an interesting move. Now I'll kind of classical Botvinnikian Richter Rouser. F4, anybody? Alright, I don't want to get in time pressure. Do I want to weaken my king side here? Another question. Internet chess. Probably necessary. Aldisto. Did I make a mistake? Well, no. Because against bishop f5 or other moves, like knight e7, I guess you can do knight b3, but here, no, this looks like a normal position. Alright. We got everything aimed at black here. Knight takes d5 just wins out of hand. I don't know what the evaluation of this ending is. I've played... Can you do king takes? No, that doesn't seem right. I have to take with a knight. Speaking of have to do something, looks like I have to preserve my bishop from elimination. It's almost trapped. E5, anybody? It's not absolutely necessary. Certainly play other moves. A5, F4, knight G4, that doesn't look right. F4, it feels like a threat to me. Always happy to castle. So World Loser just tried to block the entire position. And I think that was, I saw that comment in the stream actually. I didn't realize it was World Loser talking about that, or who it was at the time. But we've got pressure on the B line. Yeah, this is an interesting plan by Este to change the structure. Should have some serious attacking chances here for white. And that's mate. Thank you for the game. Okay, 95 now. He's actually threatening to win a pawn. Maybe just like rook c8. Actually looks quite solid for black. Genia, what happened here? Genia, I didn't want to accept the challenge, but I did. That's the problem. All right, Queen D3, B5. Anybody? Too fancy, unnecessary. We'll just play A6. After bishop takes d4, c6, white has nothing. The basic. Basically what's going on there. Which which capture do I make here? King takes knight. This is like a really strange transposition of moves. Never seen this happen before. Right. And now I go rook d1. We're losers on my c4 pawn. And I think he's in a bad way here. Maybe a constructive move. Queen d3. Yeah, and I think we're just basically winning a pawn up in this ending. Where do we want to go? C file or G file? Problem is, okay, maybe rook G6. It took me, I don't know, 45 minutes or 25 minutes to play a position that I've played like using 5 seconds on the clock in the past. Right. And now I have to keep your knight off of c4, so I play something b3, and it's a game. Is b3 the best move? Maybe it's like almost forced. Soltigo. I'm coming for you, man. Alright, he's coming for me too. It's mutual. A5. We're just in the nick of time here. And this is where my queen has to stay. In the middle. Power of centralization. Bishop d6. Not a good place. Speaking of good places, I've got to go somewhere. That's kind of annoying. Fascinating. Ooh, this could get kind of sharp and fun. He played that. Now I have takes on c5. I don't know if this is good for me, but it's interesting. Queen d4. Trapping my own queen? Nah. Now, I've definitely had this already, this game. b5. Takes, bishop takes, check. That's not good. I have to play bishop e7 first. We're still in the Smith-Morra land. Okay, white is trying to play f4 here or something. Up with that. Whoa. Now, this is actually a little more dangerous than I was really expecting. Trading rocks. Bishop g4. Speaking of trading, it's an option. Not really a developing move, is it? Is there a threat? No. Therefore, you can sack a piece. Alright. Guys, I'm getting a little bit low on time. This is a strange transposition to a known endgame where I'm fighting for equality. This was the plan, so we're going to follow through. Yep. Yep. What was that? Did you guys ever watch Sesame Street? There was a monster that was like, yep. Never thought I'd be referencing that in my chess stream. Oh, man, this sucks. Oh man, this is getting kind of scary. I feel like Miso Sabalo or something. Classic dragon. I can play knight takes e4 here. What's up with that? Get mated. Whew. Okay, Critico played the Critico move. What other alternative do I have? E3? Rook takes, losing the exchange? Well, H3. I was a little more scared of some crazy other move that didn't exist. Anyway, we're in business here. Now knight H5. But I'm starting to like my position again here. Maybe development should be the first priority. Yeah, this is a little weird. Well, queen c2. It's fine. It should be equal. So this guy has memorized the entire fourth sequence of this strange variation, perhaps. I think I probably have to be like really precise not to be worse here. Knight d7 has some issues, I think. I think the computer said knight c6. I remember this now. I'm supposed to play knight c6, as perverted as that looks. You know, thank God for analyzing this like a million years ago. Knight takes e4. Do I have to do that? Does anybody have a better suggestion? Nobody has a better suggestion. Man, this is kind of weird. I'm not crazy for that. Otherwise I have to defend like completely passively. This wasn't bad for the game, you know, since I basically blundered that mouse slip. Knight fd7. Maybe h5 there is a little more active for black. I don't know. But still, it's reasonable. Really sure what I'm doing. Alright, I'm just wasting too much time. Here black has a little bit of compensation for the sacrificed exchange. F4. This seems like it should be okay for me. I mean, e5 may have been critical there. Speaking of e5. Trading. Okay. Knight h5 to the side of the board. He just plays g6 if I go there. This is a bit awkward. Maybe e3. No, my bishop gets trapped. Could always just play d6, d7, or even b4. That's a pretty random move. I mean, he's got some a-file counterplay. Keep him tied down to b7. b7. I feel like I'm playing bingo. Bingo lingo. b8. What happened? Bishop d4. It seems like we're okay suddenly. Still don't want to see a piece sacrifice right here. Bishop c5. Castle. b5 maybe. What's he gonna do? Sack a piece? This should be a winning attack. He wants to trade queens. I guess I can't. I can't just blow black away here. Forgive me for the coughing, guys. I got really big issues. And bishop g6. It feels a bit passive for black, but it's I got out of the opening okay, which is the important thing. I was a little concerned about the opening. Lee Max, though, he's really consolidated this. He's got a piece sack there? No, because I have bishop f2 at the end. Now knight d4 or knight c3. Knight d4 might just interfere with my pieces, I'm afraid. It's a nice square, but then what? Well, this is some kind of... wow. sacking a pawn to get into opposite colored bishop's position. It's creative. Black is better here. Wow. Okay, king b1. Ooh. I think I missed the boat here. I mean, I had a really strong chance, and then I kind of threw it away. Now it's unclear. Now it looks like white's actually better, and this exchange sacrifice isn't very convincing. Right? Yeah. My king's a little open here. King is a little open. Objectively, it's kind of chaos now. I was really happy with my position, but it looks like he's got some counterplay. Right? Queen h4. Just going to put the queen on g7. Slightly better ending for me. h4. Yeah, Clash Kid likes the h4. He's been known to play h4 on a regular basis. But in this position, I think we're pretty much out of the woods, as they say. f5, that was to be expected. But he, okay, I have rook in the game. Wow, c4, can he do that? Does it threatening anything? My bishops are a little hard to make them work here. My position is just an optical illusion. Najdorf ideas. It's pretty annoying. This is really weird. We're obviously better, but how to make progress? Better than what? It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Now a huge position here strategically against world loser. We go knight b5. Well, this one is a position I was concerned about earlier. My knight has to get back. He's sacking a piece. Oh lordy. Two knights are better than one. I probably just screwed up my position entirely. Richie just sacrificed a rook. A rook. Okay. Now this is the ending I was... Dead bones unknown. 1600 in blitz. Queen f5? Maybe the best. We're in trouble in any case. Speaking of trouble, wow. I like this. Bishop a6. We just have to play blitz at this point. Oh, there was a check. Why didn't you tell me about the check? People. You're supposed to tell me about this. This dude thought for 8 years. And, I forgot about that game entirely. So now, maybe we develop a piece? Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I mean, he sacked a whole rook. Nothing but the rook. That seems pretty excessive. But, his pieces are active, you know. Whole rook. Nothing but the rook. So help you God. Right. I want to move my queen in some cases. Now we get the knight to d4. Always a good thing in the Benoni. Oh man, what is going on around here? I don't have a choice. And the counterplay. He saw right through my feeble attempt at a tactic. You can force him to weaken his king side. Kink side. It's blitz time. Queen g5, hey. That's not too aggressive or anything. Yeah, he sniped a pawn on me. Look at that. Man, I really ought to have something here. Trading. Critico with h5. I'm just gonna trade. No, I can't. Wow, this game's ridiculous. Maybe I should have taken on h3 in that last one. Right? Oh, you have tactics. C2's hanging. Okay. Rook takes, queen takes. Still alive here, which is good. Slightly better for white. Now he's threatening a nasty thing. Bishop h6. Maybe I just have to sack the exchange here. I don't know. It doesn't look like enough. I really screwed this up. I mean, this was a good position for black earlier. Oh no, I still have defense. Wow, I almost didn't see it. That might save me. There was a check on g4. Offered me a draw. And I totally screwed this up. Yeah, okay, I mean, I'm just worse now. I'm down a pawn. Interesting game. Now here we're in good shape. Trading pieces. It's not necessary, but it would simplify my life. Why am I so low on time suddenly? How did I just like lose 5 minutes or something? Wow, that's weird. Alright. Rook c1. Right. Oh, you got a mate? What is going on here? No, I'm better here. Although he does have some play, admittedly. Then I drop everything, wow. Alright, I was better there too. Just not enough time. I hate this giving away draws at the last minute. E4. I mean, this is just super weird. Why can't I make progress against this guy? A pawn up. I I gave away a couple draws. Not gave away, but agreed to draws in positions where I probably wouldn't normally do so due to clock problem. Try to keep it simple. He gave up his king's Indian bishop there, which is a good thing. Rook fe1. I don't really know what's going on now. E4. What just happened? Played A4. Okay, that's strange. It's a really weird move. What the hell is going on? I'm up a piece here. Piece here. Black. Not a lot of development in this position. What is that? The heck is going on? Knight f6. Oh. The heck is going on? Why do I have so little time? I just dropped an exchange? That's ridiculous. Okay. He was attacking my e8 rook and I didn't see it. And this dude has this move? Really? Wow. I just dropped an exchange for nothing. It's pretty stupid. Rook g1 now. That's kind of interesting move to come up with. I had no clue. I was just dropping an exchange there. Good. Good. Well, everybody has like 30 minutes. It's good you guys used all your time. How about that? Good time usage. Ayeste. Way to play for the clock. This is all good. Okay, what's going on? Right, I figured you'd do that. What just happened? Bishop c7? Rook c5? That's a draw. I'm up a piece here. Knight e4, I saw that too. Internet chess, man. Interesting play. Not enough tension. Queen where? Queen e5? Oh, okay. Right. Just really played this well. Wow. The heck? Knight d5. Okay. What just happened? People are just making random moves to try to win on time? Seriously? Okay. That's pretty lame, guys. They're just like playing Blitz, dude. This is not a Blitz tournament. It's supposed to be like to help you, have a good instructional training experience. Oh. Well, what happened? B3. What? He just played B3. How can that be right? Blitzing. I'm gonna get back ranked here. How did his queen get on F3? Hester has that. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't do that. H4. Absolutely amazing. I must have blundered something somewhere. $40 seconds. Yeah, I'm just gonna take that. Maybe actually, yeah. That's subtle. 2 for 1. Okay. Yeah, I sort of overlooked that. Just wins directly. Of course, I saw it the minute after I made the move. It doesn't help me. Doesn't help me too much. Intuition there wasn't enough. A4. Yeah, these pawns are interesting. You gonna like try to perp me? Yeah, alright. Lucky not to lose that game. World Loser's in serious trouble here positionally. Bishop d5. I think Doge just played too quickly there. Oh, this actually looks problematic. Speaking of playing too quickly, why should I take a draw here? Saw my threat. And he defended his pawn too. It's amazing. Dude, what is that? Rook g6. Right. Is there a threat? This guy's pretty good for 1883. Right? Yeah, I don't think that's what I want to do. What's going on? I'm in check? Why couldn't I move that piece? He's gonna hold this? Yeah. Should have a wicked attack here. Amazing how hard it is to attack you guys. I never have any sort of tactics, ever. Rook h8. Who would think of such a thing? Queen g4. Okay. Attacking my knight. Where does this come from even? Where? Rook a1. Queen f6 triple attack. I'm just winning a piece. Alright. Good I saw that. Now f5. E5. F5. Not so easy. Rook takes h2. Now we're better. What? Okay, that was a mouse slip. I guess I meant to play bishop d3. Why would you put your rook on c6, dude? Right directly into bishop c6. I mean, I'm just trying to understand, you know. Obviously, I assumed the rook went to a different square. White made a horrifying move there, which I wouldn't have anticipated. And I just did what I would have done against the good move. That's ridiculous. I mean, why in the world would you put your rook on c6 when I'm playing bishop b7 and attacking g2? You know? Okay, dude. Right. No, it's basically impossible to beat anyone. Especially Snowball. Right here I'm up a piece. I mean, that was a decent game, you know, but I don't understand putting the rook there with a lot of time. Just wouldn't have occurred to me to be a move. Knight b4. It's a very subtle type of play. Of course. Black basically did nothing the whole game and just moved back and forth. Speaking of which, it's a very good strategy, you know. Here, we have a strong pass pawn. I don't know that it's enough to do anything with. Oh, now he's actually dominated my knight. So he can force a draw. I'm not surprised by that. Now I have f5. But it's probably not working here. So plan B. Rook takes f5. Looks interesting. Oh, just in time. I don't understand what I did last move in that one. Rook h3. Ditho. He's 1500 in bullet. He's playing a little better than 1500 at the moment. He found this. Maybe I should sack my queen or something. It's very interesting. Probably some perverse mate or something. Rook h6. Okay, here I'm up a rook. Should have good attacking chances. But, you know, guys, it's a little too much about the clock. Defeating the purpose. Too much playing for time from the opposition here. I think it's just missing the point. You guys are playing too much bullet chess. That's not what this is about. Alright, I'm going to go for it here. Up a rook. This is completely confusing, but his pieces are all messed up now. So I'll just go up to screwed. Yeah, internet chess is like just moving back and forth. He doesn't do anything. It's a way to play. Maybe I sack a piece here. 1 pawn, 2 pawns, trade that, get a 3rd pawn. That's really what he wants, isn't it? I mean, for me to kind of do something, me to try and do something. Maybe A3. Again, same problem. Alright, rook up. Well, almost everyone's playing too fast. I think there's only, I can count on one hand the amount of players who actually took their time to try to benefit the most from the game. As soon as I get even like a bit of time pressure, a lot of my opponents just start playing like it's a bullet tournament, you know, which just ruins the games. And okay, you can flag me like on the clock, but you know that doesn't really prove too much, you know. The time control is really to kind of keep it moving along. 3 hours is enough, but I guess it's just it's reflexive, you know. If people start seeing the other player, in this case myself, have time problem, they just start blitzing, you know, because the majority of players here are playing purely like blitz, you know. So if you want to get something out of it, though, I think it's really a good idea to use all your time. Now I don't have too many games left. I lost a whole bunch, drew a bunch, won some. Saltigo at the end, it was Josh, but I think you were winning prior to that. Why are my pieces driven back here? I thought I had a terrific game, but drove me into the corner. I don't even know how that happened. Sacked my queen here. It's an interesting position. Really interesting position. I might have enough compensation. I try to sack a piece here again, maybe. But that's, again, feels like what black wants in this game. I just want to play quality games if I can. Let's try this one. I'm not doing this for my benefit, you know. There was like one guy who was like really rude. He's like, "Oh, this guy's arrogant and makes excuses." I mean, dude, it's not a tournament. I'm not doing this for my benefit. It's like a training exercise. You guys can get what you want out of it. World Loser, you know, he's one of my moderators now, but he's sort of like can't help himself but play too fast every single game. I've given up on him. I'm gonna drop something here. 95, and there's even threats in this position for black. Man, this Really sharp. I might be in trouble there. This like forces a draw. Great. I want a chance to be rude. A chance to be rude. Yeah, I'm. It wasn't exactly a mouse slip, but I just made the move, assuming the bishop went to a normal square. I mean, you can call it. It's not a mouse slip technically, but you know, since I'm playing 25 games at once, I failed to find the right word. People are so like mean. Look at this. He's like attacking me now. All right. This game, this is just ridiculous. Bishop f8. All right, just making moves. Knight f8. There has to be something here. What happened? King f8. That defends. It also allows for queen h7. This is a real surprise. This doesn't do anything. Just defends everything. King f8. Black is totally tied up in that other game. Maybe we take with the pawn or not. Probably not. Yep. What is this, a draw? Here I thought I had something. I've got no other pieces to do anything with. Let's see, check. Bishop c7. Now there's a check on h8. Doesn't do anything. I have e6. That doesn't work. I started having hallucinations in this position. I check in e6. This is ridiculous. It's just a draw. I had a massive advantage in that game. This is also a draw. I thought I was just clearly better. Failed to prove anything. This is winning. systematically. Internet chess. Actually took his time and used all his time, which is a good thing. I want a chance to be rude to me. You can always be rude to me, man. I mean, it's popular. It's a popular thing to do. No. Welcome to the world. And why don't I bring my rook back? You know, because we could actually shift it to attack on the other side. I don't know about that rook ending. Man, now I'm actually converting this into a win. I was a little nervous against Aldisto earlier. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything on the queen side anymore. All right, this is obviously over. Here I have e6. Does it do anything? Yeah, it wins a piece, right? It's probably a good place to start. Yeah. The worst half of the draw there. I just did what? I just lost the pawn. Wow. That's good. Didn't see it. Alright, we're going to promote. Now we have total control. I don't even want that H pawn. My only issue with this position is that it's pretty hard to break through. Now he has some kind of tricks. I gotta believe that's gotta be winning for me somehow. Knight c5. I wish I had $1 for every time he like moved a knight in this game. c4. Why not king e2? He's trying to keep the material. Now I'm a pawn down and struggling to survive. Wow. How did I find a way to do that in that game? Right. Should still be a draw. Yeah, there's like really no way he should be able to break through. Threatening check. And taking there. Interesting. Ditho. Played a hell of a game. That's what I get for trying something creative, you know? Not allowed to do anything creative. This is a really perverse game. Material. He's still on my king. What? SXPG just sacrificed a piece. Okay. I have to play h6 at some point. I think it's still a draw. But this game... We have just 2 pawns against 5. And World Loser's threatening to win a piece now. Right, knight f4. This was like easily the most interesting game. King f8, king e2, king e7. He's better. It's just a draw. I think I finally tired Critico out. I don't think I've beaten him before. But I'm not winning yet either. What is going on here? He's got to check on d1. It's an interesting ending. Maybe I'm clearly better, even if I trade down. It's just a dead draw. Finally a mate. Better call in Richard Rapport. Good game, Dolge. I knew Dolge was going to be tough. Call in Rapport because this ending is pretty classic. It looks very, very close and probably winning for white. Maybe not, though. A lot of his pawns are on the wrong color. You don't have to apologize, Arsenal fan Richie. It was a good game out of the opening. You just made one bad move to go from a perfectly okay position to lost in one move. This is just a forced draw. But SXPG just played Rook D3, which looks kind of passive. He also sacrificed a piece unnecessarily there. Maybe white's okay. Yeah, he's trying to go Rook F3. I don't think I'm gonna win this. Objectively, he's got 3 pawns for a piece. I'm not even sure my last move was good. I'm really trying to win this against World Loser, though. I like white's position here. He's getting squeezed like boa constrictor style. Maybe he can block the position, I don't know. He was talking about that for 20 moves. Okay, Plukro. Just 3. How many remaining? 3 games. This one could take forever. We lost a bunch of games. But this is a draw, man. Let's just get this over with. There's no reason to continue here. I was better, but maybe never winning against Snowball. I mean, I was definitely better, but winning and better are... Some people don't realize this. I'm very well acquainted with the fact that winning and better are different things. I have a friend who doesn't understand that, and therefore he constantly overestimates his chances. I knew that was coming. But now... First of all, I mean, Rook G1 looks good. Maybe just this. And my king is... This is a problem. We have a problem. We have a problem here. I don't know if I can win this in any possible way. Maybe there's some chance. But due to the fact that there are very few pawns left on the board, I'm a little bit pessimistic. Now, Rook G1 is looking brutal. We got everything starting to gel against World Loser. And also we've got him almost heads up. 2 games left. World Loser using the Kovalenko system of time management, where you just like literally play as fast as possible. Now King F5, King E7, King G6. I mean, this looks good. We just take space. We don't have to rush with King G5. I can just keep him boxed out. But I'm afraid maybe King G6 is a good move. There are some technical problems here, it looks like. We fake left and then go right, or we fake right and then go left. I don't know. Feels like a win, but it's going to take some technique, and I'm not sure it's enough. Maybe King G6 there. Now the last, maybe A4 should be played. It's a lot of maybes. Just to keep sure. Keep sure. Good word. To make sure. This is like the appetizer, and the main course is the game against World Loser. Critico, actually, there's 2 main courses. There's 2 really... I'm afraid this game against SXPG is not enough to win. Arsenal fan says, do you think I should have taken your knight in our game rather than Rook C8? You could. I don't really like Bishop G4, but a lot of people play that way. If you put that line in the database, I mean, you're going to find a lot of good ways for black to play. I played it against Sergei Grigorians once, and I drew like comfortably with white, but it's another story to try to win. Speaking of trying to win, how are we going to do this? It's got to be about playing G5 somehow. All right. And my king. What if I check and play like Rook D2? Isn't that a problem? I should also improve my king. Check. I don't know. King C4, Rook D2. Check. We trade. How am I going to win this with just the B pawn remaining? I mean, it could happen, but I have to eliminate all of his pawns. It looks sort of difficult to do that. I underestimated this move. He did what? King H8. Man, this is just like obscene. How the heck can I break this down without playing g5, f5? Okay. Is this like a potential zugzwang here? Man, the problem is g4 takes. Nah. My rook is hanging. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. I have a YouTube channel. Please check it out. Video chess training on YouTube. Every Friday I try to upload a new video. This last Friday I put up a video about a game from the European Individual Championship. Interesting battle. Was it worth to open king's pawns? I don't understand. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I mean, this is going to be better for me, but he's going to have two connected passed pawns. But I'm going to have an extra piece. I think it's good winning chances for me. Against Critico, I allowed him some counterplay. This actually looks quite tricky. Still has 3 pawns for a piece. But I'm going to get the b3 pawn. I could also possibly, in some optimistic situations, checkmate the guy with the rook, king, and bishop, but I don't know, Rich. I've got a few games going on here I've got to concentrate on, but sometimes it's worth giving up the bishop to double the pawns. I was a little worried about c4 there. Maybe a4 for white? That just allow him to trade everything off. King d6 drops a pawn. What does this do? Alright. One more time. I'm going to repeat the position. This doesn't seem like it's easy to make progress. g4. King 7 g4 takes. Bishop rich h f7. I think Loser is attacking me. Alright, well, I don't know what else to do here at this point, to be honest. I don't see another way to try to make progress. I'm just barely in time to stop, you know, his c-pawn. So now all hell breaks loose. He's got... I think World Loser has to stop thinking about trying to attack me here and know his role in this position. mean, I bring my bishop back, king back, and try to defend. What's that, Future Chess GM? How inflated are lichess blitz ratings? I don't think they're too inflated in my case. Blitz ratings, like, inflated compared to what? Takes b4 c5. Take. I'm a little worried about this. Wait, do I have an alternative here? Well, we always have alternatives, right? What about, like, bishop d1? Alright, I don't know. Looks like a good idea. Anyway, I know that oh my god, he just hung a rook with bishop d2 check and I didn't take it. I was interested in answering this question. It's kind of like the other game where I have to move quickly, so I make an assumption. They won't let something like that happen. But to over the board, not at all in my case. I mean, I'm 2400 and I'm like around 2400 FIDE, so. But it may be the case the lower ratings to some degree. Not with the higher ones. I mean, I don't know. It depends. A lot of people are like berserking and their blitz ratings are actually lower than they should be. But I think it's ridiculous to compare, you know, online ratings to over-the-board ratings. I mean, you just can't, really. A study? There was a study. Yeah, sure. You feel free to post the link, man. Just something serious. Serious and chess related. Alright, so we're playing g5 here, finally. I'm waiting all my life to do that. We're picking off his pawn, though. So this is a win now. SXPG should have kept his rook on the h-file. Although it's not going to be an easy defense, and I'm not sure that he's even not losing anyway. This pawn's pretty strong. Sorry. I must have missed something. We're just winning the exchange. Maybe World Loser is finally like... He's finally had enough. If you give me indefinite time, I will beat you. That's... that's for sure. I had the advantage of having to play World Loser, you know, having like plenty of time, heads up. So that's... I don't know if I want to even... I don't know if I want to take his rook if he moves his king here. Critico's thinking, oh, stay on page. We've got 3 games left, all of which the result is still up in the air. My friend Oliver Mihawk is online, Hungarian GM. He's been improving. Very solid. Yeah, now, I don't like getting checkmated, so I was figuring on biggering and biggering, like the Lorax. Maybe a check. There could be other options like Rook D3. Maybe Rook D3. That's probably good. The problem with the Rook D3 looks almost actually, yeah, alright. Wow. So he's forking me and has other nasty stuff in store. I think I have to think about just bailing out now. H5. Knight check, king moves, knight takes d1, h6, king f7. I'm probably drawing if I just drop my bishop here. Is that even like a sure thing? Yeah, probably. It's probably just a draw. I mean, I'm sure I was winning this. I mean, I'm good at evaluating positions. My technique isn't as good as it should be. But I'll bet you that I had a winning game about 15 moves ago, 10 moves ago. Yeah, like 10 moves ago. That ending should be winning for white. Now I'm freaking out because I think I'm in danger of even losing here. How do I maintain the blockade, you know? Black's pieces are just not involved the way they should be. How about h5? Ooh, that looks like vicious. We don't need your stinking exchange. Alright. Now wait a minute here. So I'm outside the box. The box. King e4 drops a piece. B3. I'm in check. Good to know. It's good to know you're in check. And now we have the possibility of just promoting this pawn. Rook doesn't have a good square. Where does he go? Like rook a2? Rook a2. My pawn's pretty fast. Rook a2, b3 actually. This is just a draw. I hope. Right. What? I wonder if king g6... Yes, it was possible. But I mean, in that last position, I thought once he played c4, he's got too much. I was too laissez-faire. Entering the endgame, like the first few moves of the endgame, I was just like, whatever, playing carelessly. Maybe I should have actually tried to slow down his queenside pawns somehow. Like a4, move the bishop or something. I don't know. It feels like it's a win. There's 4 pawns on board. It's a killer bishop versus a knight. I've got passed pawn on the queen side. Nowhere to hide. Look at the way his pieces are like bottled up behind my assault force. That's a check. It's gonna be a draw. I don't really see any point in messing around here. Draw. Good game. Well, I should actually finish this other game. Maybe I'm wrong, you know, I mean, maybe it was a draw, but it's like there. King e5, some sort of bishop d1. That's actually what I did. Alright, let me go back to my simul. Where is simul? Where is my last game? Where are you, last game? Dude. Where is my last game? There. Lost it. 4 minutes. Yeah, this is toast. King f6. b3. Threatening mate in 1. Then I give him my bishop. He takes it. Then I play b2. That looks kind of cool. So we just like give away the bishop with bishop g5 check. And then play b2. Whew, this is brutal. Yeah, he just loses everything. Threatening mate in 1. Am I stupid or something? Check. King takes b2. King f6. Yeah, then I can play rook b8. Okay, I'm not stupid. Is that it? That's the last game. Hopefully I had a plus score. I'm pretty weak. I don't know. I was a little tired today. I've got to make some excuses. I was sick, tired. We're gonna go Bill Cosby. Old school Bill Cosby before he became politically screwed. Well, he screwed himself or whatever, but he was still a funny comedian. Sick and tired. Do have this weird cough going on. It stopped raining. I should have opened the window a while ago. I've been like crucifying myself with needless torture. Really, I'm like an idiot. The rain stopped like an hour ago. Instead, I've like suffocated myself for no reason. No, I just feel like my results should be better. But it's a pretty strong simul. I mean, a lot of strong candidate a few master strength players. I mean, I think that the last opponent, Gary Topalov, is master strength. Aldisto is close to master strength. Or a loser can play. We didn't have a guy who was like 2394. What? Oh, that was the draw. Okay. Sorry, I forgot your new account name. All the Russians were conspiring against me. Now he's threatening mate in 1. I might forget. I wouldn't be surprised if I would forget here. The right move is. Good try. Alright, man. What's the score? 16 wins, 6 draws, 3 losses. Not as bad as I thought. I thought it was actually worse. But Critico, I mean, this game to me was the most interesting. We were winning, according to the engine, by 2.9 here with a forced win, which I didn't see. Now the engine's like changing its mind, though. I mean, was it that clear? Knight takes e6. That was hard to see. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have to sack anything, actually. You know, I got a little bit carried away with rook takes f7. This is actually a draw, and apparently a blunder to play rook takes f7 here. I wanted to be kind of fancy, but I didn't see how strong knight takes e6 was. It looks like I'm just trading pieces. But he's screwed. I mean, his king position is... Material is equal, but his king position is just toast, and he's losing the h5 pawn. So, once again, I should just play a simple move, you know. And then later, I don't know, you know, if this is a win or not. The engine says 2.1. Is it a win? Played the best move? I mean, maybe before this I should have played something to slow down his queen side. Like a4. This is what I'm talking about. Playing a4. Because with my king on f5, if he ever plays a6, I play bishop f1. So I get in a4 and slow down his queen side. I was talking about Rapport earlier because this ending is actually very, very similar to an ending that Rapport won against Aronian last year in the Bundesliga. Very, very similar endgame. In fact, in some way, you know, Rapport actually penetrated with his king on the queen side in that similar ending, but I couldn't find a way to do that. So it looks like a4 first, king f7, and then I can just improve slowly. Bishop f3, king e7, I don't know. How to make progress, though? King g5 now? Where's the win? Now he plays a6, I play bishop e2, he's got a check on e4 again. I don't know, you know, if this is a win or not. It's really close. This is our strongest opponent, 2394. He was on the verge of lost. He was lost to one tactic, but I didn't see it. But this ending, I'm really not sure about, you know. Is this a win? It says a6. Now I have bishop b7. What does it do? a5, bishop e7, b5. Some kind of secret move. Then he's screwed, I guess. If he plays a5, he doesn't have as much counterplay anymore. So I think this is probably winning. White has to be extremely precise. In the game, I'm not sure I'm winning anymore once he gets in c5. I played king f5, maybe bishop d1 right away. And g4 is just a draw instantly. He can trade into this king and pawn in game too. Let's see. Can he? I'm not sure about this. He could be losing here. Yeah. No, he did the right thing. c4. This is best. It doesn't matter what I do. It's a draw. It's forced. So anyway, guys, interesting simul. Thanks for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow with what are we doing? Classical chess on Monday, 10 a.m. CET here on lichess. Arsenal fan Richie said, "Is master strength evaluation just about consistency with the depths of moves they play?" I think evaluation is about weighing the different advantages that both sides have, you know. Anyway, guys, we will see you tomorrow. Thanks, Blue Crow. He's not here anymore for playing. Thanks, everybody, for the interesting games. And check out my weekly stream Monday through Friday here on lichess next week. Monday through at least Friday, yeah, we're gonna be playing Blitz and/or classical chess every day this week here on lichess. Thanks again. Check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube, and also please donate via PayPal if you can. Support the stream, support my YouTube channel. I much appreciate it. If you cannot afford to do that, just hang out with us, analyze some chess, play some good games. All right, World Loser, thank you for the game, man. We'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.